Hi, my name's Allie Phillips, and for those of you that are new here, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 28 years old and I was raised in Middle Tennessee and the surrounding areas of Nashville. I recently got married in March of 22, bought a house with my new husband in October of 22, and found out that we were expecting a baby in November of 22. I have a daughter already from a previous relationship. She is now 6. She was so excited to become a big sister, and my husband and I were very excited to welcome a new baby to the family. That was until my 19-week routine anatomy scan. We knew we were having another girl, and we were going to name her Miley Rose. At that routine anatomy scan, we found out that nearly every major organ in Miley's body did not form as expected and was not working, or just not working properly. We were told that she was not compatible with life, and the longer that I stayed pregnant, the higher risk I'd be putting my own health. I had a choice to make. I could stay pregnant and risk having a miscarriage, a stillbirth, or if she did survive birth, she'd be put into hospice care immediately after to pass. Or I could... After asking all the questions and weighing all of our options, we came to the conclusion it was going to be the best decision for my health and our family. But there was just one problem. You see, in August of 2022, our Supreme Court of the United States...
I know exactly what she's going to say. Oh, I absolutely hate the law that got put in. I'm assuming she's going to talk about abortion.
Overturned Roe v. Wade, and Tennessee's trigger ban went into effect shortly after banning abortion with no exceptions.
So this mother had to go through that horrific ordeal of finding out that her baby was no longer, it wasn't going to survive even if she did give birth to it. So it was her decision to decide that she wanted to pregnancy, and then the state that she lives in wouldn't even allow her to do what she wanted to with her body.
So if I wanted the health care that I desperately needed, I would have to travel out of state, and that's what I did. After calling multiple clinics in multiple different states, I finally found one that was going to work with what I needed in New York City.
Shouldn't even have to go through this. She's just gone through, some awful news. She shouldn't have to be calling around other states, talking about whether they could carry out the procedure because it had become illegal in her state. This law should just never have come into effect.
I flew to New York City with my husband a week and a half after our high-risk appointment where we found out the worst news possible. Unfortunately, I had to go to the clinic alone because it is patient only. It was a few hours after I arrived at that clinic where I found out that my daughter's heart had already stopped beating. And because it had almost been 2 weeks since my last confirmed fetal heartbeat, I was now at risk for infection, blood clots, or going septic. So I was rushed into an abortion within the hour. I was in a city I've never been to, surrounded by doctors I've never met, with not a single person there to comfort me that I knew. To say it was traumatic puts it very lightly. Since I've been back in Tennessee, I wanted to make a difference. I didn't want anybody else to suffer and experience what I went through.
The fact that they have women like this that have been through trauma like this, and they don't change it, they don't do anything about it, and she had to go through this alone when she has a loving partner that wanted to be there for her, and he wasn't allowed to be. She had to fly out of state. It's just horrendous. It should never, ever, into effect.
So I started to think of a bill that could possibly make things a little bit better here in Tennessee, and I was going to call it Miley's Law, and Miley's Law would essentially give choice back to the parents when diagnosed with a fetal anomaly. Well, being in a red supermajority GOP state, that was not going to go over very well. So what could I do next? Well, this amazing opportunity came to me from the Center for Reproductive Rights, and they asked me if I would be interested in suing my state of Tennessee. Yeah, I signed up for that lawsuit quicker than I bought Eras tour tickets. So now I'm a part of a multi-state lawsuit against abortion access, joining many other women who experienced a trauma that is indescribable.
I hope that this story encourages other women to speak out about this kind of stuff and join the fight, I guess, against these laws that have been put in place.
But that's not all I'm doing. You see, I just mentioned that we are a GOP supermajority state, and that's our problem. We are controlled by these legislators who are pro-life and think a unborn fetus has more rights than a living, breathing person. But funny enough, they don't care once that life is born. Not caring that diapers and formula cost $50 to $60. Don't care that childcare isn't accessible or feasible. Or that over half of these kids don't have insurance. But it's fine as long as they're born, right? Anyways, we need more pro-choice politicians in our house. And how do we go about that? How do I change that? Well, I decided that I'm going to run for my house district. I hope my story will inspire others to take that step and be brave and be courageous and do what is going to be best for themselves and their community. No more sitting back and watching and waiting for someone else to do it for you. We have the power to change this country for the better. We just need people willing to step up and do it.
She is so brave, and women like her are the reason why there will be change in places like America, because without people like her speaking out, it would stay the exact same.
Thanks for watching StoryTrender. Don't forget to like and follow.